Call this meeting to order. Call this meeting to order. The meeting of the Laredo ISD Board of Trustees. This is a special call meeting, Wednesday, November the 16th at 5:01 p.m. We're in the Amber Yuri Boardroom. We will have roll call. Dr. Cecilia May Moreno, present. Mr. Hector Noyola.
Here.
Mr. Jesus Martinez.
Here.
Mr. Jose Valdez.
Here.
Mr. Ricardo Garza.
Running late.
Mr. Hector Garcia.
Present.
And Mr. Jose R. Perez.
Present. Madam, can we dispense of the Pledge of Allegiance until the regular board meeting? Vote to move it
Second.
to...
Yes, we have a motion to dispense of the Pledge of Allegiance for the regular board meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Our first item, Mr. Sanchez or Dr. Nelson?
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. Before we get into the canvassing of the election, would like to introduce a few very special guests that we have in our presence in addition to the Board of Trustees. First of all, representing Court at Law, please help me welcome the Honorable Judge of Webb County, Honorable Jesus Garza. We also have two Webb County Justices of the Peace. First of all, the Honorable Hector J. Liendo, Precinct 1. Also, the Honorable Oscar Liendo, Precinct 1, Place 2. Representing Webb County as the Constable for Precinct 1, the Honorable Rudy Rodriguez. And also the chairman of the Webb County Democratic Party, Mr. Albert Torres. That brings us to item number 1, discussion and possible action to canvass the election returns from the November 8, 2016 school trustee election for districts 1, 2, 4, and 7, as required by the School District Board Policy BBB Legal. Board members' elections in Chapter 67, canvassing elections of the Texas Election Code. To take us through this agenda item, we have our Director of Tax Collections and Elections, Mr. Rudy Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez?
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. Madam President, good evening. Honorable board members, good evening. This evening we come to the conclusion of the election process where we will formally present and accept all the election results. I'm going to switch over, and you should be able to see that on your screen as well. I'd like to note that on September 15, we did have a certification of unopposed candidates, and those were candidates that did not have any opposition. The board passed an approved resolution to accept the certification of unopposed candidates. At that same meeting on September the 15th, there was an order to cancel elections in Trustee District 1 and Trustee District 4. The importance of these two certificates in cancellation is that when we get to the actual numbers of casting and canvassing, you will not see any numbers in there, simply because, as the order indicates, the candidates have been certified as unopposed and are hereby declared elected. That would be Mr. Jose Perez Valdez and Mr. Trustee District 1 and Mr. Ricardo Garza, Trustee District number 4. In our ballot, and you'll see that also, we indicated to the general public that these two trustee districts have been previously declared elected, and it was so noted in the ballot when people went out to vote. These are the official returns as they were presented to us from the Webb County Elections Administrator, Mr. Oscar Villarreal. I would like to take advantage at this time and thank Mr. Jesus Martinez, who has been invaluable asset to me as we went through this whole process. So, Mr. Martinez, thank you very much for your assistance. The results in Trustee District 2 are as follows. Cindy Liendo, 1,346 votes, or 68.29%. Mr. Jesus Martinez, 625 votes, 31.71%. In Trustee District number 7, Gilbert Hernandez, 280 votes for 11.03%. Mr. Jose R. Perez, 1,197 votes for 47.14%. And Ms. Isela Martinez, 1,062 votes for 41.82%. In this case, Ms. Cindy Liendo and Mr. Jose R. Perez came out ahead, and they are the newly elected members. Welcome to each. Congratulations. The next screen, I'm not going to go through all the details on there, but this is a precinct by precinct votes. It indicates the number of registered votes in each of the precincts and the number of votes that were cast in each precinct. At this point, Madam President, concludes our presentation. It is management and staff's recommendation that the votes as presented be approved.
So moved to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
May we have permission to proceed, Dr. Moreno?
I think I'm supposed to read this? Yes,
Please.
okay. I, Dr. Cecilia May Moreno, School Board President of the Laredo Independent School District, met on Wednesday, November 16, 2016, at Laredo, Texas, with the Laredo Independent School District Board of Trustees, acting as the canvassing vote to canvass the school trustee general election of Tuesday, November the 8th, 2016. I certify that the figures on the tally sheet correspond with the figures on the returns. And I will be signing this witness my hand this 16th day of November 2016.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May we proceed?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. Item number 2 is discussion and possible action on the statement of elected officer of the newly elected board members at the November 8, 2016 School Board Single-Member Trustee District Election in Trustee Districts 1, 2, 4, and 7. Our Director of Tax Collection, Mr. Rodolfo Sanchez, will take us through this agenda item. Mr. Sanchez?
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. The statement of elected officer has been signed by all of the newly elected board members. It is one of the requirements under the election code. The statement is noted on your screen and on the screen on the walls. I will not read it, but it is something that is required, and everybody has met those requirements. The one we just saw was for Mr. Valdez. The second one coming up is Ms. Liendo. The next one is Mr. Garza. And the last one on the screen is Mr. Jose Perez. On this item, it is an action item, Madam President. We recommend approval.
So moved to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item number 2, statement of elected officer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
May we proceed, Dr. Moreno?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. Item number 3 is discussion and possible action on issuance of certificate of election to the newly elected board members at the November 8, 2016 School Board Single-Member Election for Trustee Districts 1, 2, 4, and 7. Our Director of Tax Collections, Mr. Rudy Sanchez, will take us through this agenda item. Mr. Sanchez?
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. At this time, I'd ask Dr. Nelson if you would join us up here in the front as we present the certificates. First certificate to be presented would be to Trustee District number 1, Mr. Valdez. The certificate that's being presented is an official form of recognizing that the candidates have been elected and have met all requirements of law. Basically, it reads, in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, this is to certify that at a general election held on November 8, 2016, Jose A. Valdez was duly elected School Board Trustee, District 1. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I would ask Ms. Cindy Liendo to come forward to receive her certification. Again, the certificate for Ms. Liendo is the same as the others. The state of Texas this is to certify that at general elections held on November 8, 2016, Ms. Cynthia Liendo was duly elected School Board Trustee, District Number 2. Congratulations. Our next elected candidate to be recognized is Mr. Jose R. Perez. Congratulations to Mr. Perez. His certificate also reads, in the name and by authority of the state of Texas, this is to certify that at a general election held on November 8, 2016, Jose R. Perez was duly elected School Board Trustee for District 7. Congratulations, Mr. Perez. I'm sorry? The certificate of Mr. Garcia will be presented shortly.
Do we need a motion on this?
Yes, ma'am, please.
So move.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second to accept as presented certificates of election. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item number, may we proceed?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. Item number 4 is discussion and possible action to administer the oath of office to the newly elected board members from the November 8, 2016 School Board Single Member Election for Trustee Districts 1, 2, 4, and 7. Mr. Sanchez.
Who's going to do me?
Judge Garza, would you join us, please? We're going to do Mr. Jose Pettis first.
You going to do me?
We'll do you second.
Oh, who's going to do me?
Jose Pettis first, so you can go back and sit down. Doc.
Let me be last.
Listo.
Please repeat after me. I, Jose R. Perez,
I, Jose R. Perez,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office
of the Laredo Independent School Board of Trustee District 7
of the Laredo Independent School District, District 7,
and of the state of Texas,
and the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and best to my ability
to preserve,
to
protect,
preserve and protect
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and all the states,
so help me God.
so help me God. I just gonna briefly thank everybody, all my family, my wife, my compadre and campaign manager, Mr. Escamilla, Marco Escamilla, and all the rest of the people that voted for me, and all the people that didn't vote for me, that they'll have a chance next time around. So, it took everybody to make a difference, and that's what we did. Thank you.
Mr. Pettis, is there any family member or anyone in particular you want to recognize?
Yes, my wife, my sons, my daughters. So they're here. These are the people that made a difference. I think that this year was a learning curve for them. They had never participated really in politics. They realized that our internet, Facebook, or whatever didn't work, so we had to go door by door. So it's now they're ready and they're professional to do anything that we want to do. Thank you very much to my wife and everybody. Like I said, it took everybody to help me out throughout the district, throughout the community, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Before we introduce our next trustee to be sworn in by Judge Garza, I would like to recognize a few other special guests. First of all, we have former City Councilman Joe Valdez Jr. here. Also have former City Councilman and former member of the Board of Trustees for Laredo ISD, Johnny Amaya. Would also like to recognize County Commissioner John Galo. A man that certainly needs no introduction, the Honorable County Judge Tano Tijerina. We also have former City Councilman Mr. Esteban Rangel here. I'd like to recognize him as well. And County Commissioner-elect Mr. Jesse Gonzalez. That brings us to our next trustee to be sworn in, the Honorable Ricardo Garza, who will be sworn in by, ironically, his brother, Judge Chuy Garza.
Good. Good.
Please raise your right hand. I, Ricardo Garza,
I, Ricardo Garza,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of the Laredo Independent School Board of Trustee District 4
Laredo Independent School District, District 4,
and of the state of Texas,
and of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of ability
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect,
preserve, protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the laws of the United States.
and the laws of the United States.
Yeah.
So help me God. Thank you. So I'd like to sign it. Thank you, everybody. Was this all this crowded from here for you, Joe? Thank you, everybody. I'd like to thank my family, my wonderful wife, but I give all my glory to God, like as I always do. But I'd like to thank my family, my wife, my beautiful daughters are here, and we're sorry we're late. The traffic is horrendous. My next project for LISD is how to fix the traffic problems here in Laredo, Texas. At least get down here. I think some people need to go to driving 101, but my family has been there with me throughout. I'd like to thank every one of you supporters that were out there helping me out through the last 4 years. Dr. Nelson, the board, thank you very much for leading and making me understand the value of being a school board member. There's a bunch of people that I can start thanking down the line, but these last 4 years have been challenging in a way for me, but more interesting than anything else. I am pumped up to go another 4 years. This is one of the things that they told me at the beginning, was that this really wasn't it wasn't really a very romantic position to hold here in the city. But I tell you, every time that I see those kids and everything that we do down here, and especially the staff and teachers and everybody that's here, people, if you ever get to meet some of the people that work here, you're going to be impressed. We have some of the finest, most educated, and the intelligence level is way higher than I thought I could ever get. But I'm very happy to be here for another 4 years, and let's see what God brings the next years after that. I'd like to thank everybody for being here, and I appreciate everything that you all do. Thank you.
One more. Give it to your wife. The next trustee to be sworn in is the district's longest-serving board member. He'll be sworn in again by the Honorable Judge Chuy Garza. Please help me welcome Mr. Jose A. Valdez.
Longest-serving.
Please raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I, Jose A. Valdez,
I, Jose Valdez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of the Laredo Independent School Board of Trustees, District 1,
of the Laredo Independent School Board of Trustees, District 1,
and of the state of Texas.
and of the state of Texas,
And I will, to the best of my ability,
and I will protect my duty
to preserve and protect
to preserve and protect
and defend
and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and
of
laws
the United States
of the United States
and of the state.
and of the state,
So help me God.
so help me God. Thank you very much. It was 20 years ago, almost to the day, when I met with Tito Garcia. We were just reminiscing a little while ago. And at that meeting, we decided that I would be the one that would be running. And he decided to catch me up later. It's been on January the 20th, it's going to be 20 years that I've been here. I've seen many changes, and they've all been very, very positive. We have seen a lot of progress and still see that more needs to be done. I'm very happy to be here. My family has always supported me. In 20 years, I have a very strange record. I've never had any opposition for this position. But if I ever run for anything else, boy. And I did, and I got plaster all over the place, so I know what it means to win and lose. And it's been quite a journey. I'm 76 years old, and I've learned a lot, more than what I have been provided. But it has been a tremendous experience for me. So I thank the people that have supported many of the issues that I have brought up. Even though I'm 76 years old, I'm still full of fight, as Dr. Nelson can tell you.
Amen.
And I guess we're going to go down fighting. I don't know where we're going to go, whether it's going to be up there or down there, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I see a lot of people here that we have been together, and sometimes we have had differences over many, many years, but never have we ever had any differences on education. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for the Honorable Judge Chuy Garza for swearing in these three. Our final trustee will be the newest member of the LISD Board of Trustees, certainly no stranger to Laredo, Texas. It is my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Cindy Liendo to be sworn in. She will be sworn in by her father, the Honorable Judge Hector Liendo. Judge Liendo.
Thank you. I, Cynthia Liendo,
I, Cynthia Liendo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Laredo Independent School District Board, District 2
of Laredo Independent School District, District 2
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect, and defend the
Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God. Good afternoon, and thank you all so much for being here. Before I start with thanking everybody who helped in this campaign, I would like to thank Mr. Martinez for his years of service. I know he did an excellent job, and I know he will be missed by many. This was such a great campaign. It started suddenly, and it happened fast. But I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to work with the students, the parents, teachers, administrators at LISD, and of course with this wonderful board that I know will soon become my new family. But without my family, I wouldn't be here. You all will see, my new LISD family, that I am a very emotional person. And those who have worked with me before know that. But I'm emotional because I love what I do. I love working for our community, and I'm so excited to now have a new opportunity to work with the youngest of our community, to be able to guide them and make sure that they have the best education so that they can be great leaders of our community in the future. I have to thank, of course, my parents for always guiding me and supporting me in anything and everything that I do. My brother and sister for always being there also. They're always behind the scenes, but they're there. My daughter, Annie. As a parent, you all know that whatever you do, whatever work you do, you take it home with you, and it takes you away from home sometimes. And so I just want to thank her for always supporting me. And thank you. My Theo Oscar, who is here. Thank you, Theo. As you all know, he's another leader in our community and always, always supporting everything that I do. Our entire family always supports each other. And our volunteers, who many of you are here, and I don't want to start naming any because I know I'm going to miss some of you, but you know that all of you have become our family as well. This is something that my dad, when he first ran for office in 1988, this is something that our family and our friends just became a part of, and it's now a part of our life, and it's just something that we love. And we open our hearts and our homes to you, and we thank you for allowing us to do the same into your homes, to come into your homes. I know I had a lot of people that I wanted to thank, but I want to point out my Habitat family who is here, and I'm so happy to see so many of you all here. I was surprised. I knew Ms. Sherwood would be here, and Mr. Sherwood, thank you. But also some of our staff is here, and anybody who has heard me talk about Habitat knows that Habitat is a family. And I say that about everywhere I go, but that is truly how I feel. I really, when I love something, I really become a part of it, and I'm so excited to be a part of LISD. I hope that all of you will feel like there's always an open door for you, and I look forward to working with all of you. I'm just going to quickly point out, and I know I shouldn't because I'm going to leave some people out, but I know that the first meetings we had where we started to organize for this campaign, it was, of course, our trustee, Tito Garcia, our constable, Rudy Rodriguez, my padrino, Johnny Amaya, and just so many people that were instrumental in encouraging me to run. I think because they knew that I would make a difference, and I hope to make a difference. I won't take up any more of your time, but thank you all so much for your support. All of my friends and family that are here, I thank you, and I look forward to being a great trustee for LISD. Thank you.
Before we adjourn, or before we recommend adjournment of this special call meeting, I would like for everybody to please join me in thanking the director of our elections process, our representative at the Webb County Office of Elections, who sat in the closed room or whatever the deal is and stayed all night and made sure all of our finance reports were submitted on time, and really has worked tirelessly to make sure that our elections process was fair and transparent and done honorably. And I personally would like to thank Mr. Rudy Sanchez for his leadership. Dr.
Thank you,
Moreno,
Dr.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. If you would like to say a few words.
Please, if I may.
Sure.
Thank you, Dr. Nelson, for those most kind words. It's been a long journey, 27 years that I've done elections for this school district. It's been a pleasure, it's been an honor, and it will continue to be a pleasure, and it will continue to be an honor to serve this school district, Laredo Independent School District. God bless our school district, and God bless America.
Before we adjourn, I'd like to one more time thank Mr. Martinez. Thank you very much for your service to our school board. And I'd like to welcome those of you that are coming back, and of course welcome Cindy for the first time. So thank you.
Just so the public knows, our regular scheduled board meeting is scheduled to begin in 26 minutes. So staff would recommend to the board adjournment at this time of the special called, a 26-minute recess, and we'll begin our regular scheduled board meeting with recognition of some special guests right at 6 p.m.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.
¿Usted llama a